Alrighty, so we'll start this off. I've already begun, of course. So I tore down the front end here. We're going to be changing out this heat exchanger. We're putting a fuel cell up in the front. Fortunately, it's only a 10 gallon. I was hoping to do bigger, but based on the measurements, 10 gallons, like a known, it's going to fit. In theory, it doesn't show up till tomorrow. The only thing that I've gotten so far is the new heat exchanger, which is like this. So game plan is to kind of mount that as far forward as possible, so that way we can, see it in the mouth of the bumper. So yeah, pretty much just getting it tore down. One thing I did find out that we kind of messed up when the accident happened is the lower radiator support is kind of torn out. So we're gonna have to probably fix that. I might change up how that's mounted anyhow. So, but yeah. Let the fun begin. Alrighty guys, so went ahead and got this guy pretty much mounted up real good. I cut like this stuff straight back here, and yeah, so I just did like the last mock-up, so now I need to drill some holes for where they're gonna get bolted. Drill those holes, and then all we gotta do is just finish welding, and then that's done. And then I picked up some plastic. I got that plastic and these sheets, and I gotta go ahead and make some ducting with those, so that'll be sweet. Alrighty, so there it is. Not too bad. I'm just gonna do the pump off of here. I'm gonna get rid of that. I think once you put the other hose on here, this thing should be pretty good. I'll just have to extend this ground because I don't really want it being tight, so it can flop around. Other than that, because that's really all I got for that. I gotta go pick up some hose to go from there to there. I do have an icebox coming, and then once the icebox comes, I'll have to figure out where that has to go in line. I don't know if that goes in between the pump and that. I believe that it should be pumping out of here that way, so that would mean it's got to go in between here, which would work fine because I think I'm going to put the box right in here. But yeah, we got to wait till we get it to find out. So got that, and then we also got to figure out some ducting. I think I might end up pulling this thing off and give this stuff to chop and try and route it that way. But yeah, I guess we'll find out what I end up doing. Alright, so I had to change up the plumbing, I believe. I think I got it right now. So we're going to have the icebox. It's going to come in through this one into here, down. Technically, I guess it's flowing the opposite way, so it's going to be... Oh, wait, no, that should be right. So it's going to go in here, hot. It's going to cool down, get pumped from here to the back, from the back, up this hose, into the top of the icebox, and obviously, it just continues around. Hopefully that makes sense. So, I'm going to put the bumper on, and we can see what it looks like with that on now. And there it is. Looks pretty good. Everything seems to fit behind there. So the icebox should fit in there. I might have to trim more. We'll see. But yeah, kind of waiting on the icebox now. And the fuel cell should be here tomorrow, so that'll probably be what we do next. Alrighty, so I actually just finished this. I didn't really film it, but chopped up that. And then, so the bottom piece is actually one, and it's bent. Then I went ahead and plastic welded like all the corners. So hopefully now this will be real nice. And then it's also on the inside as well. Not too bad for the first time. So it broke. It's a Harbor Freight one, but it broke. But I was just using the round side, so it actually worked better than the actual tip here. So, alright, now let's go ahead and put this in and see how it fits. Alrighty, so got the front on there, all done. And then the fuel cell is mounted. It's good. So I just welded 2 tabs right there, and then welded a piece of angle iron across, and then it's got some tabs off of that basically. I put the hood on to make sure that we're going to clear. It's going to be real close what the fitting on there, but I think it should do. If it doesn't, then we'll just have to notch it out in the hood. I don't really care. Eventually I'm going to get a different I'll get like an aftermarket fan, and then we'll make a duct that's gonna duct it up so it comes out here. So I'm not like heating my fuel up, because I'm sure that's ideal. Yeah, and then we're waiting on the icebox. So that's all I got for right now. So waiting on parts. All right, so I went ahead and did a thing. We swapped out that radiator with Paul's old radiator off of that Cadillac, if I could use my words. And then I made up another shroud. I'll have to pull it off and work on it a little bit more. Mostly like that bottom corner right there. The radiator hose I had to kind of chop for. This one I was able to twist it and tighten it to make it go away. So that's good. But yeah, turned out pretty cool. So now, when we close this, it comes down and it's right there. So it's not too bad. We may end up like trimming a little bit more and such, but for right now, it's good. No, the other side is. The hood isn't perfectly aligned yet, so. But yeah, not too bad. Turned out pretty cool. So, that's all I got for this one so far, and now we're waiting on parts again. Alright, so the icebox actually showed up a day early, and I just got done creating this. So my plan here is, well, I actually had to cut out a lot too. So my plan is, this guy's gonna go right in between here, and then I have some angle iron, which is basically gonna get bolted on to the underside, and then I'm going to weld the angle iron to here, and then we'll have to do some bracing and such to make sure this stuff is strong. Might end up doing like a tab up to here. Yeah, so yeah, this plastic is working out great. If I didn't talk about it, we picked up this plastic. I picked up a bunch of it. It was like $4 a sheet, and it's a big sheet. So I might actually go buy more, because this plastic's turning out to be really nice for like making enclosures and stuff. So the whole reason why I made this plastic thing is just because I cut out this. So any debris or anything, I don't want it to puncture that. So in theory, it's a form of protection. How will it work? I don't know. It's a thought that counts. So let's go ahead and get this done. Alrighty, so we got that all welded up. So it's welded there, it's welded across the bottom. I actually stood on that, so that actually should be fine by itself. Because it's only got to hold 2.4 gallons. Generally a gallon is 8 pounds, so we're looking at like 20-ish pounds. So plus the other stuff, so probably like 25 pounds of stuff on there. So, and I weigh almost 200, so safe to say it'll be fine. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna probably just slap some paint on there. I don't even care, it's just spray paint. Throw it on there, and then get it put back together, and then we'll be good to go. Alrighty, so got it running. You can see it's flowing in there, so we're good. Too easy. Just had to turn it on a couple times and make a mess when I was filling it. So yeah, it's in there. It's solid. Everything's flowing. Everything's not kinked. I'll be tying up the lines underneath here, and we should be good then. Then we're done with the cooling system again, and it's fully upgraded. So now it's got an icebox. So my game plan is to make it so I can put some like ice packs in here, because I run coolant, because in Wisconsin I don't feel like changing out the coolant every winter or like draining out water, I mean. So that's what I do. Whether it's right or not, who knows. I mean, maybe I'll be able to pack an ice pack behind here too, I guess, but I'm not too sure yet. If you got any ideas, hit me up. But yeah, it's done, so that's cool. Now the next thing is to fuel. Alrighty, so got those on, got them wired in. We just got to ground it. Then I went ahead and did the old zip tie trick to hold in that fan. Should do. So now we're gonna go ahead and put this on. Alrighty, so I went ahead and put some NACA ducts in. I cut those out, so that's like all gone. And then we've got some 3-inch brake tubing onto the backside. I did have to like cut and angle this one because of that. I've yet to test fit it again, but it should work. So I was having some issues with this. This tube might fall off at some point, but whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and test fit it on there and see how that works. All right, there it is. not too shabby. I'll have to sand up this to make it look better, but yeah, not too bad. Turned out pretty good. So yeah, it's a real tight fit on this side, but this side should be pretty decent. So yeah, not too bad. I'm kind of happy how that worked. So we'll obviously have to do some routing of the ducting and all that stuff, but it should work pretty good. Yeah, I guess that's all I got for today, because I got the fans in today and the ducts in today. So that's all I can do today. Alrighty, so got Buddy Cole over. He's going to be, well, he's already pretty much done it. We pulled the windshield out of the black Fiero over there, and he pulled the broken windshield out of here, and now we're getting ready to put it in. So let's do that. Alrighty, so got ourselves a brand new windshield basically. So not too bad. So obviously from the accident, it's not too bad. Like obviously, well, it's on that side. So the bottom sticks up a little bit. Apparently I should have pounded down a little bit further in the middle here, but it's not too bad. Once we put the outer trim in there, we'll be golden. He didn't have the right tip for his caulk gun, so we couldn't put it in today, but she'll be fine. So now we let this thing do its job. We're waiting on fuel line shit basically now at this point. I went ahead, made up the harness for the fuel system. I'm using the exact same, like the stock stuff. Then we just adapted it to a little bit thicker line. And then we've got a little red wire for the fuel level sender. Other than that, that's all I got for this so far. So hope you guys are enjoying this. If you guys have any improvements or things that you want me to do differently, leave a comment and we can think about it. So, but yeah, that's all I got right now. So see you when we got more stuff to do. Alrighty, so just got the pump. Went ahead and mounted that. Hopefully I'm not getting crazy with the camera, but yeah, so pumps there. Obviously fuel cells here. So we have AN10 coming out of the fuel cell all the way over to the pump, and then straight from the pump away. And then it'll be, has AN8 on the other side of it, but we will be, I got an AN8 to AN6 adapter coming, and then we'll do AN6 all the way up. Also got to put the fuel filter probably like right next to the fuel pump or something around that nature. And then that'll be, so fuel pump, then fuel filter, and then that'll go to the fuel rail. And then we'll have off the fuel pressure regulator will come back, and then it'll get routed along here and probably go up and then into the top of the tank. So that's what we got so far. Waiting on parts again. Alrighty, so before I put the front bumper on, figured show everything in its eternity and what I've done. So all that's done. I actually put a bigger opening here, so that way, let's see here. So you just spin this, and now I'll be able to stick an ice pack in there. So, or 2 or 3 or whatever. So that's cool. I got the fuel level sender wired in. We have the return line is all the way ran. I redid the lines back here. So from here to the flex fuel sensor up into here. And then it goes to the return. Then we got our feed, which goes down to the fuel filter. And then I'm waiting on a fitting to attach it to the pump, but then that'll be done. I rewired the flex fuel sensor, so hopefully that'll fix my problem I've been having. And then I also am switching to micro squirt for the boost control solenoid. I'm gonna try that again, see if we can figure it out. Maybe now we know a little bit more than we did then, so we're hoping that we'll be able to figure that out, so that way I can turn up the boost. It's a 4-port, so that should make. So I have a 9-pound spring in there, so you should be able to make, I think it's 5 times the amount of your wastegate spring. So we won't be anywhere near that. So should be good with that. I think that's all I really got for this so far. And then I made the new gauge bezel. I don't remember if I showed that or not, but yeah, it's coming along. So right now I'm working on getting the front bumper back on, then put the hood back on, get it ready, because that fitting should be here today, so I should be able to go out and drive it and see how well it's working. So let's do that. Alrighty guys, so I just edited the video and I realized like I forgot a bunch of stuff, because this video was filmed over the course of like 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, so it's been a while. So some of the big things that kind of happened, so I did rewire it with the stock wiring that I had, and that didn't work out very good. I actually started to let the smoke out of some of the wires with that, so I actually had to rewire the fuel pump up again. And so the fuel pump wiring used to be back here, and now it's down here. There's 2 relays, because the relays are like, if I ran one relay, it was getting stupid hot. So this is not how this is going to be forever. I might get a high amp one, or maybe you guys will have a better idea as to why. So I've ran, I have a 10 amp ground from the battery to this bottom bolt, and off this bolt I have two 10 gauge wires from there to the pump. I have a 10 gauge power wire from the pump into here, into these relays, and then back out from through the relays and to the battery. So that's kind of that. That having 2 relays, it doesn't do that anymore. It's not getting hot anymore because of 10 gauge wire. I had too small of gauge wire, but I need to figure that out eventually, but it's working good for now. I did do a new switch panel, so that way I can have the gauges in there. So we got the boost, fuel level, and the boost controller for now. We'll be doing the oil pressure. I have that in here since we switched from the Pro Sport boost gauge setup. We're going back to micro squirt with a 4-port, and it actually works really well. I didn't get any full pull videos, but like the video you guys would have just watched, that was 17 psi or so, and that was like a little burp in second gear. So, but yeah, it's feeling real great. There was a little bit of a learning curve with the boost controller. Trying to think, make sure I don't forget anything. But yeah, otherwise, fuel cell went good. I had to put on this so that way we can not be splashing it out when it's full. Yeah, I think that's really all I got, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know I don't film like me doing it, mostly because motivation for one, and two, it's just been like up and down battle with this thing. And again, shout out to Cole for coming out and fixing my freaking windshield. So that's awesome to have that done. I just put a larger meth injection nozzle in. Went from a 3 to a 5 for what is that? I think it's like snow performance. Yeah, for snow performance to set up, and that's all good. Yeah, I guess that's all I got, guys. Thanks a lot for following or subscribing, liking, commenting, all that stuff. It's definitely keeping me going here. Definitely struggling with a little bit of motivation, but we will get back on track, hopefully. I know like this whole virus crap is definitely messing with everything. Really sucks. Like literally in a week we were supposed to be having like the biggest car show that we prepare for. And obviously that's not happening, so it kind of sucks, but you know, whatever, everybody's got to stay safe, so hopefully this stuff will be over soon. But yeah, I guess that's all I got, guys. We'll have an update video for the Cadillac, because as you can tell, Cadillac's here and the Conquest is here and Paul's not here, so why is that? You guys will be seeing that.
And then this 66 Ford Thunderbird I bought, probably going to sell because I do not have the money for a second project. So, anyway, guys, you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys in the next one, and drop a comment. Let's talk.